Trap Red Part 2 with the review. Found out that the treble pickup was the only one working, the bass pickup wasn't. The reason being, there's a cold solder joint right here. That white wire is wobbly, so we're gonna resolder it with this Radio Shack soldering iron that I got heating up. I got the covers, both covers off, this switch cover where the problem was found on that one pickup switch, and then the pickup plate cover, which is exposing all the wiring for the pickup circuitry, including the cutoff capacitors, roll-off capacitors for the tone. They're actually the tone capacitors. To change the tone, you can change those capacitors, add, subtract capacitance. It's all right for what it was cost. It's great. So we're gonna resolder that, and I'll get back to you on this in a second. So let's just do that. Put this down. We've got some solder. I'm going to tin up the tip. Which is to say you melt a little. This tip is horrible. It's wasted. We tin up the tip by pre-melting a little solder on it. Then we'll just touch it to it. Unplug, make sure the guitar's unplugged. You don't want to get shocked or anything. So then just a little dab will do you. Make sure you get the mated surface. You don't want too much. You don't want to melt the insulation on the wire or mess up the switch. Hopefully that will get it. We'll check it in a minute. Which has to cool. All it needs is just to be solid. You don't want too much solid. That should be fine. And we'll just test it. And that will be that. And it will be the end of that repair. And then we'll put the covers back on. So in order to test it, we have to plug it back in. It's, you know, shit happens. It's one of those things. I don't think it's a reflection on the overall guitar body quality or anything itself. It's just sometimes, you know, in the course of manufacturing, you get a less than optimum solder joint, and then with all the jostling around and the shipping, it just cracked. It cracked. So it's working now, I can tell. So you can really hear the difference. Let me open it up completely so it's like all the way up tone wise. Now we'll turn off, we're in the rhythm or bass pickup, so we're gonna, let's turn the tone down. Yeah, it really cuts it off. Nice. In the middle pickup. You have both knobs controlling volume and tone. And then the treble. See how bright it gets when I turn up the tone? Try it with this. That's in the middle position. You hear it? Open, closed, tone. Now in the rhythm. So you got a really nice roll off with the caps, with the capacitors. It's very nice. So I'm gonna turn this down and we're gonna put the covers back on, and that will be that. End of repair, end of drama. This little cover here goes on the front switch. It's held in by these 3 screws. You just line them up, and these are the screws right here. This little Phillips type of screw. You just use a screwdriver like this Stanley here. Which, by the way, what's up, Andrew Stanley up there in Northwest Territories? I don't hate Canadians. I think Canadians are wonderful people. It's just some of the Canadians I've run into aren't so wonderful. Doesn't mean they're all bad. That's like saying all apples are bad. Yeah. Anyway, it's like catching a mangy wolf, you know? Not all wolves are mangy. Yeah. So, don't get your dander up there in the Northwest Territory, Hay River. It's all good. It's all good. I believe in law and order and justice, truth in the Canadian way, and maple syrup, toques, and hamburgers, French fries, and vinegar. Hold the vinegar, please. Thank you. And no cheese. Definitely no cheese. This is the cover for the pickups. Tone and volume controls, which goes on the back as well and held in by 4 similar screws. They're Phillips heads, little wood screws. I showed you one already. Here they are. So you just screw it in. They already have pre-drilled holes, you know. It wasn't supposed to come off, but seeing how it needed repair, I opted to repair it myself, being a technician, then go through any drama with the supplier. You know, it's a minor issue. It's a very minor issue. So shit happens, and I don't think it's a reflection overall on the guitar quality or the manufacturer make. I think it's it was an less than optimal solder joint, cold solder joint that fractured by excessive tossing and tossing about and shipping, as evidenced by the container. I mean, it got some pretty rough blows, so as stuff happens. Now, if you didn't know anything about it, and you were a guy that just had bought his first guitar, you'd be in trouble, and you'd want to take it back to the manufacturer, or you'd have to take it to a guitar repair guy. But seeing how I'm a guitar repair guy with a Swiss Army knife, it's all good. Oscar Schmidt. I love Washburn guitars. They sound so good, and they feel even better in your hands. They have such a nice feel and a nice balance, and the overall look is very awesome. For the money you pay for this guitar, you cannot go wrong. So, that being said, let's turn it up and make some music. Pretty cool.